right now, but I would really like to see everybody focused and paying attention. Ready? Each of the last couple days when we've done questions like this, what is the first thing that I asked you to do? Yeah, draw the axes, but one of the things that a lot of you forgot, you need to put time down here on the lower right, temperature, and then a title. And I know it kind of blends into the words behind it here, but it says oven temperature at the top of the graph. And a lot of you guys left that stuff off, and that cost you 5 points. Okay? What's that? No, it was either all there or not all there. As far as your grades go, I just don't have a lot of time to really contemplate. So maybe your grade was a little higher than it should have been. Maybe it's a little lower. I don't really care because I think that most of the mistakes that were made will not be made tomorrow or the next day. So it's a waste of time for me to think about it. Now, you could set up any scale you want to. Some people set up a scale of 5s over here. And that's fine if you wanted to do that. I went with a scale of 2. And then for the vertical scale, I went up by 10s. Pretty much everybody went up by 10s with the vertical scale. So the first thing you needed to do is plot the 2 time temperature coordinates they gave you. And those are 5 minutes, 130 degrees, 10 minutes, 180 degrees. So those were the first 2 important points to plot, and they should be here. Now, on some people's graphs, now keep in mind, guys, if you used 5 on the bottom and you went 0, 5, 10, then your points would be a lot closer to the axis on the left. You're not necessarily wrong, okay? But some people made the dots like I did, and they never connected them. You must connect the dots so that you can get that done, okay? Once the dots are connected, you draw your straight line, and this is a very important point here. It answers the last question on the quiz. The last question on the quiz was, what was the temperature when you started to cook the chicken or heat the oven for the chicken? The bottom line is this blue line comes in and touches the y-axis at 80. So the answer is 80. Okay? Now, question?
Yeah. At the beginning, it said, like, up here it said graph the line representing a change in temperature in the oven for the first 40.
Yeah, if you draw the arrow, it continues on forever and ever. So if you wanted to do 40 across the bottom, you could do that. That's going by
I thought
5s.
that was like one of the questions, though.
No, it just says draw the graph.
Oh.
Now, the other question was question B. And question B said, in order to cook his chicken, the oven has to be 330 degrees. How long until the temperature is warm enough to connect, to take care of the chicken? And what I did is this. First, I looked at the blue line and I said, you know what? Let me figure out the equation of the line with y equals mx plus b. I noticed that the slope was up 5 over 5. And if you go up 5, you didn't really go up 5. What did you really go up? 50. Because every box is worth 10. So if I do that, I go up 50 over 5, and 50 divided by 5 is 10. So that's how I get a rate of change, or a slope of 10. And then by looking at where the blue line hit the axis at 80, I have a y-intercept of 80. So my linear equation is y equals 10x plus 80. Then I took that equation and I put it right here. It says 330 equals 10x plus 80. Because they want to know when the oven's 330 degrees. That's what the y is. It's the temperature. So I subtract 80, I get 250, I divide by 10, and I get 25. Now, if you didn't want to do it that way, you could always say to yourself, okay, well, 10 times watt plus 80 is 330. Well, I know that 250 plus 80 is 330, so 10 times 25. 25 would be the answer. Okay? Now, you know that you're getting a quiz exactly like this on Monday. How many people now look at this and say, you know, I knew some of the stuff, but I think I have a better idea what it is now? How many people feel like that? Okay. So Monday's quiz, we want to see the grades go up a little bit or a lot of bit. And then on Tuesday's quiz, they should be up or good. Yes? Because there's no title up at the top of the graph. Yeah, exactly. And I did say that in class, and I even said, Elena, that kids always forget to put a title. If you notice, I have it right here. I said it's a little hard to read because it's on top of the letters, but make sure you get a title on there. Very important. Okay, now, today's lesson sheet. 13 it is. And then starting next week, we start doing a pre-learn packet. I am hoping that we do a really nice job on the next test. Using it to help us out. All right, so, Rach, you have a question? Oh, yes, thank you, Rach. Did anybody do the quiz last night? Where you could do it for the third one? If you, well, I got yours already. If you did, can you bring it up right now? No. Anybody else have it? If you do, bring it on up. Oh. Chewbacca it is, yes. Bathroom, no, we're gonna get to work now. Yes. No. Thank you. Guys, I don't mind, look, if we're doing something like, if you got 100 on a quiz and we're going over the quiz, you don't need to stay in class. You wanna go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Want to get a drink, get a drink. When we're about to learn something and go over something, you need to be in class. Now, you have lunch. You can go during lunch, you can do what you gotta do, or sometimes you just have to hold it. Now, I can tell you that you guys have noticed, a lot of times I go to the men's room right before class, right? Yeah. Okay, I need to go to the men's room. But am I going? No. So, for some stupid reason, I'm drinking, which I don't think I should be doing. But I need to go to the men's room, and I'm going to have to wait till the end of the period, and then I will go to the men's room. So sometimes in life, that's how it is. All right. So let's go over these questions and get it all done. What's the equation of a line whose slope is negative 2/3 and whose y-intercept is 0? Roach, what do we got?
Y equals negative 2/3 x.
Beautiful. That's exactly right. Y equals negative 2/3 x. Because, and now we're to the point where I shouldn't even really have to write this anymore. Y equals mx plus b. M stands for slope. I put my negative 2/3 in for the slope. The y-intercept 0. If you would have put plus 0, you would be fully right. There's nothing wrong about that. It's just unnecessary. Okay? Write the equation of a line parallel to this one with the same y-intercept as that one. What's the slope of this line here? Everybody? No, it is not negative 1.
0.
0. So it's going to be y equals, if you want to put 0x, you can. Same y-intercept as this guy, minus 3, which is just y equals minus 3, because 0 times anything is just 0. So y equals negative 3 is the correct solution there. Okay, let's see. Write the equation of a line that passes through 2, 0, 4, negative 2. 2, 0, 4, negative 2. 2, 0, 4, negative 2. Okay. 2, 0 is here. 4, negative 2 is here. What's the slope? Down 2 over 2. And what does down 2 over 2 reduce to?
No.
Negative 1 over 1. So let's just do a few dots in each direction. And it's important that we go in both directions because that's going to let me see the y-intercept. So I get y equals negative x or negative 1x or negative 1 over 1x or negative 2 over 2x or a negative a billion over a billion x, as long as it reduces to negative 1. And then the y-intercept is plus 2. So the best way to write it is y equals negative x plus 2. All right? Derek, head in the game here, bud. Any questions? Preguntas?
No.
We're looking good? Excellent. Excellent. Now, Louis Landscaping puts the same amount of money each week in the bank. The money's added, blah, blah, blah. Start graphing. Go ahead. You do the graph, and I will put the graph on the board in a couple of minutes. Feel free to talk to someone sitting around you if you want. I'm actually going to do just like before and graph it on paper and scan it in and then get it back over there. What are you, dancing machine over there? Why would that happen?
Just put 3, 5.
Did your parents vote? Can I go to the what?
The App Store.
Why would I go to the App Store?
They do.
No. No. Okay. Is everybody finished with the graph?
Yes.
I will give you about another minute, and that's it. Okay. Ready? Here we go. If you're good on this, you should be in excellent shape. Scan number 2. Let me cut it down to 75. God bless. Size. So here is my graph. First off, just like before, I want you to notice the weeks down here, the money here, and it's called dollars saved. Did you put the heading on that this time? Nice work. Now, I marked these points. I used the scale. I did it by ones for weeks, and 20s I did for money because I noticed that numbers like 480 were pretty big. So instead of going up by 10s, I went up by 20s. So here's 3, 440, and here's 5 for a number of weeks, and 480. I draw my graph, and I notice I'm basically going up one box over a box. Each box is worth 20. So when it says, what is the rate of change, what is the rate of change? No, I'm going up one box in 1 week. How much is each box worth? 20. So my rate of change is $20 per week. Next up, what is the, oh, that's the rate of change. I'm sorry, I put that. What did Louis start with in the bank? What did Louis start with in the bank? $380 right here. So he started with $380 in the bank. And in what week will he be $580? In what week will he be $580? Well, I have to look up $580 on my graph. $580 is right here. I go to the graph. I go down. That'll be in the 10th week. In the 10th week, he gets 580 in the bank. Use the graph to your advantage, okay? Well, I didn't see the questions on that side, so I just kind of made some questions up. Okay? All right. Yeah, Xbox X. Yeah.
Is there like a plus?
A plus or minus, depending on whether it's a positive or a negative, and just put that in there.
So now you want to